Good morning. I wanted to spend just a little time with this short video talking about a couple of more of my do-it-yourself cut and sews. This is one that I've already previously done, and it's you get a set of 3 mice on 1 fat quarter, and you sew up the sides and stuff it with catnip or wool or whatever you want to put in, and then I put a suede tail on it. So a lot of my cut and sews are things like this. They're small items. I do a lot of the zipper bags. And a recent one that I'm doing and working on is this little cat for, it could be for a child to put their stuff in, or it could be just because you like cats and you want to put some cosmetics or something in it. And it has, this is the very back, and it comes in 2 pieces. So you have the head that you will cut out and sew, and then the body, and the what I call the strap or the tail, because it kind of insinuates that this is the tail since it comes out to the bottom. And then I put a small, I'm thinking it's about 9-inch zipper on one side. But you can see how, since this is separate, you can put it any position you want. So you can kind of tilt the head or whatever, so that it looks the way you want. Before you're going to sew this all up, you want to make sure that you take the head and go ahead and attach your buttons. And you can see I did the little flower buttons. And I embroidered the whiskers. You could also embroider the little nose and the little heart reflection there and his mouth. On the finished design, I have his little tongue sticking out on him. I think I have 4 different color ways available on this little cat. You do have to know how to put in a zipper, and it's not lined, because you want it, I wanted to get everything on 1 fat quarter, so you get 1 project per fat quarter. It does have these little insinuations of feet down here, and on this one I have the plaid. This is not the color that you'll see on the ones that I have for sale, because this plaid didn't come out real good on this part here, but the other ones it does. So you'll have a black cat, and there is a white one, and then I have a plaid one. And after you cut and sew each of your pieces, what I did was hand stitched. After the cat is already cut out and you've sewn already round, you stuffed it, like I stuffed it with just felt inside. Just a little flat piece of felt to make it a little more sturdy, because it kind of stands up by itself. And when it came time to attach it to the body, I went ahead and on the side that I want to use, that's where I hand stitched this down. And you can see that a lot of the head still sticks up in the back, which is kind of cute. It makes it look like a real body and head, right? You have a difference between the two. But anyway, so after you get that stitched on, and all the instructions are on the fabric, and I do have some basic instructions on my blog. That link is right underneath my avatar on Spoonflower. So the zipper, then you will want to, put your zipper onto the top of your bag, and I ran it from, I marked, because it's not marked on the pattern, because you have the option of how far you want your head to go. So I marked it right about where this ear was, and then it went clear down to the tip right here. And this is also where you would make sure before you sew everything up that your strap is already pre-made. You fold it over a couple times and stitch it. So you will make sure that the strap is got the ends on the inside of the bag, not on the outside, so that your strap then will go clear up to this ear. So all the way from one end to the zipper to the other end of the zipper. And then these patterns are for people who already know how to put in a zipper and have basic knowledge of sewing. You don't have to do the embroidery on there. You could just leave that if you didn't want to embroidery. And buttons are easy to put on. And there's little marks there where the eyes go. So it's big enough. By the time you get down, you can see there's quite a bit of room. All of this right down here. Clear over down all there. So it ends up being a pretty good size. And it's going to be kind of, it will hang then off of the shoulder about like this. And so that's that one that you will see now on my Spoonflower site. There's 3 or 4 of those. And the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick today was another one of my cat toys, and I call it the Fishy cat toys. This is just some of, and that may be reversed on your screen, sorry about that. It's got a blue background. And there will be 2 toys that you cut and sew. Here's the one side, of course there's 2 sides, and you'll just cut them out. You're gonna sew all the way around, leaving an opening somewhere so that you can turn it inside out and then stuff it, again with catnip or wool. Cats love wool, or just regular cotton. Sometimes you can just use scrap material. If you don't have much money, you don't have any on hand, you can't run out and buy something, just get some little scraps of paper. That's why it's good to keep all those little scraps that we get when we're sewing. You can keep those in a bag and use them for stuffing. We want to use everything in these days so that our costs are down and we can keep doing more things. And making gifts is really a good thing to do in these days. Make your own gifts. So there's that fish, and there's this little fish. And they're a good little size. And again, I'm going to use the a piece of suede like I did on the mice, only I'm using a blue one. And that will be laid on the inside. You know, the bottom of the suede will stick out you want to have this then on the inside, so that when you flip it inside out, he'll be looking like he's already caught a hook, and then you can play with your cat, and tie it to a stick, or just use this string and flip it around for your cat to go get. So those will be 2 full cat toys on a fat quarter. And that's the update that I have so far. I'll try to get more videos up as I can. Takes me a little while to get the videos, but they are important. And if you have any questions, you can go to my blog, and I have an area where it talks about my profile, where you can email if you have a question. I'll be glad to answer anything that I can. Just remember that they are pretty easy, but they are for people who have knowledge of sewing. And play around with them, change things around. And that's why I do these, so that you can use your imagination. You could have your child even get the white one and they could color on it, make hair or something. Or you might want to even make a little bow and put underneath his neck. There's so many things you can do to make it special and make it yours. These are also great, any of these little things, especially like this one right now is becoming a really hot seller. These little mice would be great at craft shows. You get 3 on a fat quarter and get those and stuff those. And if you're wanting to increase your income somehow this winter, going to craft shows and selling your work might be a way to do that. Be a good one to try it out. I thank you very much for watching all this year, and I hope that all of you continue to be creative. It's a good way to battle depression or boredom, and take your time. Don't feel like you have to be rushed. Make it fun while you're doing it. Somebody I follow on YouTube always says to enjoy the moment. Just enjoy that little moment that you're sitting there, and then if you got other work to do, just lay it aside and come back to it later. It's a really good way to just have that creative moment where you get to make things and it makes you feel better. And maybe it's a gift for somebody that will make them feel better. Take care and keep making lots of beautiful things. Bye.